It is May 2042. We have gone 10 years in the future since Liverpool won the Champions League on penalties, and we will be looking back on the side that won the Champions League and see where they are now, alongside looking at our other teams that we've managed to see what's happened in 10 years. Who knows? Have any become managers? Have they changed clubs? Have they retired? And in the last episode of Campus to Champions, we will find out what's happened 10 years into the future. What's going on, guys? My name is Adam. I am a Super Swan. I work at Club 6, episode 30 of the FM20 Campus to Champions, and this is the final episode of the series. 105, I think, episodes this would be altogether, and we are now 10 years in the future. It's May 2042, and we're going to look at what happened to our players, and we're going to start with Liverpool because that is the team that we won the Champions League with. So what I've done is I've pulled all the best 11s from the sides that we manage with all the most recognisable players, and we're going to go through each team individually and see what's happened. So we're going to start with Liverpool, the side of 2031 that won the Premier League title and the FA Cup and the Champions League, but the game seems to forget about that sort of recognition. 4 players have retired, which look to be Trent, Rooney, Albriac and Krasniqi. The rest continue to be involved with football, with Brangman, Ramirez, Biasoli, Lopez, Rodney and Lucero still at Liverpool, which is amazing that a lot of the core players are still there. Oscar Garcia is playing for PSG. So the Argentinian teenager, he's 30 years old now. 97 caps for Argentina, 40 goals. They've trained him as a right back. No, they've done him dirty. But he has gone to PSG. Let's have a look and see. So 31-32 was the year we won the Champions League. So he stayed for one more year before moving to Real Madrid for £122 million. He really tore it up in Spain, scored a lot of goals for Real Madrid, followed by a move to PSG since the 2036 season, but he's been there ever since, raking in the goals and the assists out in France. So Oscar Garcia, 30 years old, coming into the tail end of his career now. Look at those attributes. He really did turn into an elite winger. Horatio Montero's at Man City. Oh no, don't Man City. Horatio Montero, 31 years old, 104 caps for Uruguay. How did you end up at Man City on Montero? What happened there? So we brought him in our last season. He won the Champions League, stayed 2 more seasons, and then Man City bought him for £138 million. And to be fair, 12 goals, 13 goals, 14 goals, 15 goals. Montero's been tearing it up for Manchester City. Why are you selling to your rivals, Liverpool? You had the squad to win everything. And once we've gone through the players, we'll look at the team, and hopefully they did win everything. Lewis Clark is at Atletico Madrid, so our 4th choice centre-back. He's now out in Spain, 32 caps. So 32 years old, 127 caps for England. So we signed him here for 58 mil, stayed at Liverpool for a good 4-5 years, before Valencia signed him for £50 million, eventually moved on to Atletico Madrid. So Lewis Clark carving a career out in Spain. We've got Victor Gallon at Juventus. Oh no, Victor Gallon, a player that made my team of the save, and he moved to Juventus. He is trained as a winger now, because that was something I was training him on, but can play both right and left back. 31 years old, 123 caps. He's an elite fullback. How did he end up at Juventus? To be fair, he stayed at Liverpool the majority of his career. It's only the last season he's jumped to Juventus. So we'll let him off for that, but he did stay at Liverpool for a very long time. 10, 12 seasons he stuck at it at Liverpool before he moved to Juventus. His last big move before he retires, I would imagine. But Victor Gallon ended up at Juventus. Badini's at Chelsea, so another player that's gone to a domestic rival. Badini, 34 years old, 68 caps for Brazil. He stayed at Liverpool for another 4, 5, 6 seasons before going to Real Madrid. So another player gone to Real Madrid in Spain. And now he's only just come back to England in the latest season. And Darius Turkas plays for Red Bull Salzburg. 36 years old, he's got to be close to retirement. He is a director of football. Maybe if we get another 10 years, he'd have a staff role there. But let's have a look. Oh, he left the season after we won the Champions League. So Turkas, he won the Champions League and went, I've won everything there is to win. And he spent more time at Chelsea than he did at Liverpool. So Turkas turncoated and he went to Chelsea. Fabian Ertz has gone to Watford, so Fabian Ertz has dropped down to Watford, but 33 years old, 142 caps. What happened to him? So he went on loan to Bayern Munich. The season after we won the Champions League, we loaned him out. He went to Juventus on a free. So we released Fabian Ertz. That was a big mistake. Look at the numbers he was pulling in for the assists. Stayed at Juventus for a while, left on another free to Spurs, who then immediately loaned him out to Watford. So Fabian Ertz is a big fan of the free transfer, but he's at Watford now, 10 years on. And Konovic, the man we spent £200 million on, 36 years old, 187 caps, 115 goals for France. Did he live up to the hype? Oh, yes, he did. Look at these numbers. So he scored 14 goals in the last season. He then scored 18, 13, 20, 15, 11, 14. And then he kind of tailed off in the last 4 seasons. But I think we got our money's worth with Konovic for £230 million it ended up being. But fair play, he lived up to the money. And then we got the likes of Trent. He retired at 34, spent his whole career at Liverpool. Rouanet retired. Looks like he went out to Blackburn and Lyon to finish his career. Albriac, how long did he stay with us? I think he retired at Liverpool in 2040. And Granit Krasniqi, he went to Watford in 2037, AC Milan, Club Brugge, and Krasnodar. So no former players at Liverpool, but that is what happened to the team. What does it look like as far as league titles go? So there was the league titles we won, 29-30, 31-32. So they dominated for 4 seasons they won the league after we left. So the domestic dominance was there, but they haven't won the league in 7 seasons or 6 seasons. They finished 5th, 2nd, 3rd and 3rd. So they've dropped down in the estimations there, but they did get that dominance. So it does look like Liverpool did build on the squad that we made. So that's a quick roundup of 10 years at Liverpool. So we're now going to go back to the start and at Swansea Uni. What's happening with Swansea Uni is the Swansea side of 2020 are likely to remember the team that finished runners-up in the Welsh Cup. All the players who played in the Swansea team have since retired from football. So yeah, they've all retired. Adam Parks has retired. Ali Busu retired. Let's have a look. Tom Price, he's retired. Mark Elm retired. He retired at 24. Anybody else? Bill Lewis, he retired. So nobody went on to be staff members. Marley Bishop Wisdom retired. Michael Cook, remember him? He retired as well. So nobody from the Swansea Uni side stayed on to become staff members. But let's have a look. So those were our 2 seasons here at the start. They went to 4th, 7th, 8th, 2nd, 7th, 2nd. So they've pretty much been an established Welsh Premier League side. But it does scare me that they haven't won the Premier League at all. Don't tell me TNS won every single league title. Oh my God, they have. TNS have won. They've won it for the last, 30 years running. TNS have won the Welsh League 30 years in a row. That is ridiculous. Look at that dominance from TNS. Someone needs to stop them. Someone needs to stop TNS. Someone needs to stop them. They won the league 30 years in a row. But to be fair, Swansea Uni, considering we got them promoted in our first season, they are now an established Welsh Premier League side. Anybody in the 2021? I did 2 for this one because I know there were a few different players here. So we had Adam Parks, he retired. We've got Levi Lang, he retired. Anybody else? We've got, I think no other big names stand out from there that I can see. But let's move on to Glentoran. So the Glentoran side of 2020, it's largely only memories that do remain, as the only player that's still in football is Callum Burney, who is the Carrick Rangers assistant manager. So to be honest, I think I released him quite early on when I was at Glentoran. So Callum Burney, the only man still in football. But we do have the likes of Dean Rooney, retired at 34. We've got Sean Banks, finished his career at Cardiff Met Uni. Glenn Green, what happened to you? Oh, you retired. But let's have a look at your history. Let's see how you got on. So last time we checked with you that you were in Nice. No, you were in Lens. So you stayed at Lens, scored a fair few goals, 7-8 goals a season, and then finished out his career with Yellow-Red Volt Club Mechelen. I think that's Belgium, I think. Is Mechelen Belgium? Yeah, Mechelen's Belgium. Finished his career out in Belgium with 16 goals from 111 appearances. So that is the entire history of Glenn Green. What a player. He won 7 medals, 2 runners-up, won 12 trophies as a team. What a career that man had. But that's what happened to Glenn Green anyway. And Robbie McDade, he retired at Glentoran. He stuck with them until he retired. So Glentoran, what happened to them? So that was the season we won the league. Let's have a look. So again, they're an established Danks Bank Premiership side. They did finish as far as low as 10th a few seasons ago. But Glentoran still fight. They haven't really won the league. They won it once in 26-27, which we were aware of from when we looked last episode. But yeah, they're an established Danks Bank Premiership side. And Glentoran, kind of mid-table-ish. Let's have a look at the winners of the Danks Bank Premiership. Has Larne dominated? Oh, yes, they have. Look at that. So Glentoran, Linfield won it a couple of times, but Larne have dominated now for the last, 13, 14 seasons. So I'll tell you what, between TNS and Larne, they are 2 very dominant sides in their domestic leagues. But let's have a look at AIK. Anybody we know from AIK? So the team of 2024 with the likes of William Tennell and Victor Nilsson Eklund. So only memories remain. William Tennell's a scout. So our striker that we brought in for £1 million is now a scout at Göteborg. And, he's not the best of scouts, I'm not going to lie, but he's a scout. He'll do a decent job at that level. William Tennell. Anybody else? So Victor Nilsson Eklund. He's available on a free transfer. I think he was a wonder kid we had at AIK. He went to Brentford. Seen out his career in the MLS. We've got Nathaniel Ario. What happened to you? You only have 36 caps for Spain. So obviously Victor Gallen kept him out of the national side. Stayed at Chelsea for a long time. Went to Brighton, Real Madrid, West Brom. Finished his career out in Switzerland with Lausanne Sport. But he's now retired. Let's have a look here. Ronnie Ario's brother. They were brothers. They were completely different nationality. He finished his career out in Germany. Anybody else? Mabrakna. What happened to Mabrakna? He bounced around. He went to Turkey to finish his career. It's a shame that really none of these have stayed on to be staff, which is a shame. Niels Froling, he retired out in Montpellier. So no staff from AIK. But let's have a look. Oh, they dominated the league. Look at that. So we won the leagues in these 3 years here. And then we skipped forward from this season onwards. And AIK have dominated Swedish football. They have lost the league for the last, 4 or 5 years now. So who's usurped AIK in the Swedish league? So it looks to be a number of teams. So Göteborg, Hammarby, Göteborg again, Kalmar, and Hammarby again. So bouncing around 3 different teams there. And AIK have come runners-up for the last 5 seasons. They must be very disappointed. And so far this year, they're 8 points off the pace. So AIK did turn into a bit of a dynasty out in Sweden. So it does look, it's good. I'm happy to see that they've done really, really well there. It is half time in the video. Thank you for reaching this far. YouTube advises me that over 2/3 of watchers are not subscribed to the channel. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, go drop a subscription down there and help support the channel. It'll be very much appreciated. And if you're already subscribed, thank you very much as always. So I'll let you carry on with the rest of the video. Hopefully you are enjoying so far. And we'll look at PSV. So what's going on with PSV? So we got a few players we recognise here. So Alison Klaus, the only player still at the club, he made our team of the save. And he turned Dutch. We predicted it. We said he might do it because he was not getting caps for Brazil. And Alison Klaus, he turned Dutch and he won 74 caps for Holland. What a player, Alison Klaus. You know, we brought him in as a wonder kid in the year 2026. He stayed his whole career, apart from this obviously early start, at PSV. And he turned into a Dutch international, 33 years old. He turned into a very experienced midfielder. What a player Alison Klaus is. Let's have a look. Hermoso, another player in our team of the save, plays for Barcelona. There we go. So I knew he wouldn't stay at Watford for too long. Fernando Hermoso, Barcelona's goalkeeper. 133 caps for Argentina. And yeah, look at that. He stayed at Watford for 1 more year. And then Barcelona snapped him up for a bargain price of 41 mil, I would say. And he's been their goalkeeper for the last 9 seasons. And Hermoso turned into a top draw goalkeeper for Barcelona. Goossens is a Sparta Rotterdam. Bougerine, I remember Bougerine. He's a scout at Plymouth Argyle. He's a better scout than Tunnell, I'll give him that. But yeah, Bougerine, he's now a scout. He's a scout at Plymouth. So he can probably, learn from the players that he's played with. Let's have a look at some of these players, though. Van Drogelen, he retired at PSV. Who else have we got? Charpentier, remember him? He stayed at PSV for a long time. Retired with Sparta Praha. Ritsu Duan, he retired at Club America. That's fair enough for him. Azarkan, I remember Azarkan. What did he get up to? He moved to us. He came with us to Lazio. Went to Monaco, Levante. Finished his career with Norwich. So he finished his career in England. Buchenhoren. What happened to you, Buchenhoren? So you stayed at Real Madrid. Then you went to Club Bruges, Malaga, and another player that finished his career in Sparta Praha. So he went to Roma as well for a season. So Buchenhoren went around Europe, did his own little journeyman save. We've got Mohamed Hadji. What happened to you? So you stayed at PSV, moved to Brentford for a season, and then went out to Red Star in Serbia. So again, no staff members though, which is a bit disappointing. But PSV, oh look at that, they've been either first or second ever since we took them over. So yeah, we climbed the leagues. They've won the league for about 8-9 years in a row. Had to sell for second for 2 years before bouncing back to win back 3 league titles in a row. And I can only imagine it's been between them and Ajax that's going to be challenging for the league. Yeah, it has been. It's been pretty much PSV or Ajax that'll win the league. But, I mean, you would say that PSV have been the most dominant side of the last 10-15 years. So PSV, they are the team to beat in Holland. And then we got one last team to look at. It's going to be Lazio. 10 members are now retired. The rest continue to be involved in football. Bruno Mia, still at the club. So Bruno Mia, our first ever major signing, we signed him for £75 million. And look at those attributes. He's an absolute beast. Look at those numbers. And he's 33. Look at those physicals. 33. He is. We spent 79 mil on him. Look, and to be fair, look at his last few seasons. Bear in mind he's 33. 16 goals, 13 assists, 12 player of the matches. He's just got better with age. Bruno Mia is like a fine wine. Gets better with age. And to be fair, he's been really good for Lazio. I think we got his money's worth in that transfer. 79 mil. I think we got our money's worth with that one there. Requena, oh, here we go. We've got some staff members now. So, Requena is Bayer Leverkusen's under... No, that's Azuquero. I don't want him. Requena is Bayer Leverkusen's under-19's assistant manager. He looks pretty good. 38 years old. He's only got a National A licence. He looks very good. 15 for determination, 20 for discipline. He's a decent assistant manager. So Requena, probably the best staff member we've seen so far. Bedini's at Chelsea. Juninho's at Real Sociedad. So Juninho, he did eventually move on from Lazio. He is wanted by Sao Paulo. What happened to his career? So he never got that big money move. He stayed at Lazio. I know a few teams were interested with him at some point. But he stayed at Lazio for a good 13 years before moving to Real Sociedad on a free transfer. So obviously, again, seeing his final sort of last couple of years moving out to Spain, and Juninho stayed at Lazio for his whole career. Fair play to him, very loyal. Dougalau turns out for Velez. So what happened with Dougalau? Did he ever find his goal-scoring touch? Was he ever a consistent striker? Let's have a look. So we left him here. He went on loan to Nice the following year, scored 13 goals in Ligue 1, so a very good return there. Then he went out on loan to Palmeiras in Brazil, scored 22 goals for them. And then he was a bit part player the following year. He scored 18 goals for Schalke in Germany, and then Cruzeiro bit the bullet. He went back to Brazil, played in the Serie A in Brazil, and again, very inconsistent. 5 goals the first year, 10 the following year, 8 the season before, 16 the season after. And yeah, I mean, a very inconsistent player. And Velez did eventually sign him in the latest season. And he is, 35 years old now. And he does want to be a coach. So Dougalau, yeah, I mean, attacking 5. Tactical 3. Looks about right for a player of Dougalau's ability. So Dougalau, very, very inconsistent. Azuquero's with Sparta Moscow. Strauss is at Malaga. Paris Hilton's at Middlesbrough. So Paris Hilton, 133 caps for Greece. What happened to you then, Paris Hilton? What did you do with your career? So you stayed at Lazio for 3 more years. You went to Man United on for £10 million. And then was loaned out to West Ham. So you had a bit of a career in the Premier League before dropping down to the Championship, where he's kind of been ever since. So Paris Hilton was flirting with English football, and he wants to be a fitness coach with a fitness rating of 2. You're probably better being a defending coach, to be honest. You've got better defending than you have fitness. But, I'm not going to tell Paris Hilton what he wants to do with his career. If he wants to manage hotels, he could do just that. So let's have a look at some of these players. Zagadou, he retired out in China. Rodrigo Andres, what happened to you? So you were at Barcelona, went to Marseille and then Shakhtar. So he finished out his career out in Ukraine. Hugoif, what happened to you, Hugoif? So you went to Everton, signed for Blackburn, and you scored more goals for Blackburn than you did for Everton. Only scored 12 goals for Everton. And that was a big money move. And let's have a look. Cuenca and Hugo Ham Gamba. So that is it, guys. That is where our players are. Let's have a look at Lazio. What happened to them? Did they ever win the league? So we left them off here. So they finished in 4th, 3rd, 4th. They did win the league once in 2034-35. But they haven't really hit the heights since. But they are a Champions League team now. We'll have a look at Serie A. Let's have a look at the past winners. Has anybody really dominated Serie A? So it's been AC Milan and Juventus. There's the one league that Lazio won in 2034-35. But yeah, Atalanta won the league one year. But AC Milan have pretty much dominated these last few years. I think the only thing I do want to check before we go is we'll have a look at Liverpool. Let's have a look at the Premier League. Let's see how many times they win the league since we last left them. So we won the 29-30, we won 31-32. They won it for 4 years after. Arsenal won 2 league titles. Spurs won 2 league titles. Man City have won 2 league titles. So it's been pretty much shared out between the 2 North London clubs and Manchester City. But Liverpool haven't won the league now for, what's that now, 6 years. They haven't won the league. So I want to see how many trophies Liverpool have won since we last left them. Did they turn it into dominance? Let's have a look. So Champions League, we won it in 32. They won it 2 more times in 2035 and 2041. So they did add 2 more Premier League titles to the record. Obviously, they've won the Premier League for those amount of times. We know about that. They came runners-up in the FIFA Club World Cup. I think that was before I joined, though, to be fair. And they came 3rd place in 2033. They haven't won the Europa League. They did come runners-up in the Europa League in 2038. They've won a few more Super Cups. Did they win any more FA Cups? Yeah, they won 2 more FA Cups. 2036, 2040. And that's pretty much it. Did they win any more Carabao Cups? 2 more Carabao Cups. They won 2 more Community Shields. So to be fair, they did win their trophies, but I don't think it was as much dominance as I would have thought from this Liverpool side. I was expecting 5 Champions Leagues and dominating in the Premier League and just winning everything. But they did win their fair few, so we'll give them credit for that. And the last thing we'll look at is the current Liverpool side. Let's have a look. So Brangman's still in there. Stillinau broke through. So Stillinau did break through. And he's a very good right back, to be fair. So it's nice to see a youngster come through. Sergio Lopez, 34, still in the side. Rodinei still in the side. Les Hahn. Oh my word, look at him. Les Hahn. He's the guy we spent £80 million on as a youngster. My scouts told me that he was going to be 5-star. And he looked very good for a youngster. Look at those numbers. 20 finishing. He was worth 80 million. He was definitely worth 80 million. Look at the goals he scored. He scored 32 goals in 2040. What a player Les Hahn is. Wow. Laurent Lenné, he's still at the club. He turned into a bit of a beast as well. He's worth £83 million now. Career stats, yeah, he banged in the goals for fun after his move. So yeah, look at that. Look at these players. So I think I'm going to wrap it up there, to be fair. I think that wraps up the career very nicely. So yeah, that is the end of Campus to Champions. We won the Champions League with Liverpool. 10 years on, they did win some trophies afterwards. But I'd like to think that the clubs that we spent time on either established themselves in their league or went on to dominate their country's football. And it's been a very good series. I've really enjoyed going through these clubs. And it's going to be sad to let the series go. But we do have some future plans on the channel. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you did enjoy, leave a like on this video. Subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager 2020 content. I won't be uploading Campus to Champions as the series is over. We will be uploading episodes Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 PM BST. And thank you for watching this whole series. Really appreciate the support on it. And tune in next time as we'll start something new. And we say one final goodbye to Campus to Champions. Thank you very much for watching.